and welcome to Clappia. In this video, we will see how to use the new code block feature within Clappia apps. As you may know, Clappia is built as a no-code platform, designed to enable anyone to create apps without needing to code. With the new code block, Clappia has taken a step further, offering users a way to leverage custom code within their apps. Now with this block, you can use it for advanced calculations, API integrations, database integrations, and much more. If you don't have coding knowledge, don't worry, you can still make the most of this feature. By using tools like ChatGPT or Gemini, you can easily generate the code you need for various tasks without having to write it yourself. Currently, this feature is available for our enterprise plan. You can check out our pricing page, it will be linked in the description. Let's take an example to see how it works. This is a vendor registration form that I've started to create where a user fills in their information like their name, phone number, their business details, etc. Now, I have also added a field for them to input their tax ID number. Now, depending on which country, these numbers usually have a certain format to them. For example, if it's India, we have the PAN number, whose format is 5 letters, 4 numbers, and another letter. Or maybe if you have something like social security number or national insurance number, all these tax ID numbers have certain formats to them. Now, when the user is filling this form, this field must validate the format. If the user types it incorrectly, the form should let them know, like they would see a message informing them. This is a very simple example of how the code block can be used here. So for that, I'll go to Design App. You can see all the earlier fields. You can also see the tax ID number field. This is a single line text block that I've used over here. If I hover the cursor over the question mark symbol, you can see it is the single line text block. Now I'll click on Add Field and I'll select the code block. This block can be configured on the right hand panel. With the code block, you will get a sample code. You can modify this according to what you need, ensuring the format. This is in JavaScript and currently we support this type. Now, as I mentioned, even if you do not have any experience in coding, you can still take advantage of this feature. For example, I personally do not have coding experience, so I won't be able to write a code for the validation I need for this field. So what do? I just head over to an AI assistance tool like maybe ChatGPT or Gemini, ask it to generate a code for me, and I will paste that here. So let's do that. First, I will copy this code and head over to ChatGPT. Now the reason I have copied that sample code is because I want to tell ChatGPT to analyze that format, just so that there is no discrepancy. Make sure I get the right result quickly. So that's what I'll be doing along with telling my requirements. Now my requirements are that I should get an output, or a message rather, based on the following conditions. Before any input is made, it should display, please enter your PAN number. If the input is incorrect, it should display incorrect format and show the correct format. And if the input is correct, it should display number validated. So these are the requirements that I need to be displayed as the output. So I'll start typing in my prompt. I need a JavaScript code for Clappia's code block to validate a PAN number input. Next, in the prompt, I will give the conditions. I have listed down 3 conditions here. Next, I'll ask it to analyze the sample code. And now I'll paste the sample code from the app, which is this. Like so. I'll hit enter to get the code. Okay, now I've got a generation from ChatGPT. It has given me a JavaScript code as per my instructions, and it has also given an explanation of the code. It has mentioned to replace PAN number with the input field in the Clappia app. So wherever PAN number is mentioned, I will do just that as per the instruction. I will post this prompt in the description box of this video in case you'd like to use it. You can fine-tune the conditions according to your needs. So right now, I'll just copy this code and go back to the app and paste it over here. I have pasted it as it is, and as per ChatGPT's instruction for replacing PAN number with the input field, which is the tax ID number, the variable is tax. So that's what I will use over here. So the input field, PAN number, one is this. And to pull up the input field over here, I just have to type in @, and once you do that, you will see a list of all the fields in your app. Tax ID number is here, so I'll just select that. And that's it. Let me just check if PAN number is there anywhere else as the input. There is one more over here, so I will just change that as well. And that's it for the changes. Now over here we have output fields. These two come by default based on the sample code, so you can remove it. Click on add another field and given the output name over here. So in this code, the output name is message. So I'll just copy and paste that over here. If you have multiple outputs in your code, which means the output has different names, then you can keep adding more fields over here. Now I'll click on save. Now do note that the code block itself will not appear in the app, so we need a field to be able to display the outputs. So for that, I'll add another field and I'll use the calculations and logic block to display the output. You can also use the text HTML and embedding block. Now on this block's right hand panel, under formula, to pull up the output of this code block, I'll have to pull up its variable first. So I will type in @code and you can see the variable for the output has appeared over here. So if you have multiple outputs in your code block, for example, in this output field, if there are multiple of them, then all those variables will appear over here, which you can use. Since I have only one output, only one variable was seen. Now I'll just remove the label name as it's not required, and I'll go to the advanced section and increase the block's width just so that it looks like a message field. Now let's see how the code block works. I'll go to app home. You can see the output message is already displayed over here. This is the calculations and logic block. You can also see that the code block does not appear in the app, only its output is pulled over here. Now as per my requirements, it should display the appropriate output. So let me type in something. Now you can see that I have typed in an incorrect format. So let me type in something else. It's also checking for the uppercase letters. Now if I give in the correct input, it says number validated. So in this way you can use the code block for validation. You can also use it for advanced calculations like maybe calculating double depreciation, or even use it for API or database integrations. This will also work on the mobile app. All you'll have to do is download the Clappia mobile app if you haven't already, either on Play Store or App Store. And the moment you create your app, it'll be live and ready to use over there as well. In case you get any errors with your AI generated codes, always ensure that the JavaScript format matches the sample code. And another important note, if it does not take in your input and you get such an error message, then make sure that the input is defined at the beginning itself. Or you can try to remove any variable that defines the input and directly use the field variable instead. You can ask ChatGPT to give you variations of the code and you can see which works for you. For any error message, you can let ChatGPT know about it and it will change the code accordingly. In case you are stuck, don't worry, our solutions team can help you out. If you have any query on how to use the code block or on any other feature in Clappia, you can always request support by clicking on the button over here, or you can reach out to us directly to support@clappia.com and we'll be happy to assist you. Thank you.